How's it going, everyone? I'm Adam Molina. If someone's working on a budget and they ask what product they should get, I usually recommend Anker. The company was started by a group of Googlers that knew that the future was going to need some quality mobile accessories. Sure, you can get charging cables and battery packs from them, but what we're most excited about here is their range of audio products. Their speakers are usually pretty easy to recommend, but what about their fitness headphones? In particular, the Soundbuds NB10s. There's no surprises about the box. It's the same classic minimal all-black box that most of their products come in. Once you open it up, you'll get the headphones, a nice breathable mesh carrying pouch, a micro USB charging cable, 2 extra pairs of rubber ear tips and a rubber cable tie, and the instruction booklet and customer satisfaction pamphlet. When most companies want to cut cost, build quality is usually what takes the hit. Metal and leather tend to be replaced by plastic and rubber. Normally that's a bad thing, but when it comes to fitness headphones, that actually helps the cause. First off, these are a really light pair of headphones. I was expecting the earbuds to weigh them down, and I'm sure they technically do, but you can't really tell the difference between these and any other pair of headphones when you're actually wearing them. The plastic and rubber combo also gives these a clear path to sweat proofing. These have an IPX5 certification against sweat and water, along with hydrophobic nano coating on the inside. The Soundbuds have an over-ear hook design and come with 3 pairs of ear tips, so you can hopefully get a good fit. Pro tip, you're definitely going to have to use the included rubber cable tie to handle the extra slack in the headphones. Otherwise, these just won't stay in your ear. That said, even with the right ear tips and cable tie, I was surprised that these actually stayed in. Even though they feel like they might fall out, they don't. Once you get used to that precarious feeling and trust that they'll stay put, they are actually pretty comfortable and easy to use while exercising. Along the top of the right earbud, you'll find 3 buttons for playback controls, while the bottom has the small mic and a micro USB port that's hidden underneath a plastic flap. There's only 3 buttons, but you do get a fairly useful amount of control out of them. The 2 outer buttons only control volume, which is straightforward enough, but the middle button is a multifunction button. You can power the Soundbuds on or off by holding this down for a second or two, and you can enter pairing mode if you hold it down for a few more seconds. Pairing was simple and I didn't have any hiccups, but it did take a few seconds longer than usual to show up in the Bluetooth settings section of my phone. Once music is playing, you can tap the middle button to pause or play music, or tap it twice to skip to the next song, but that's it. No returning to a previous song whether you're on Android or iOS, which is always a bit of an annoyance for me. Signal strength was solid enough, and I was able to get to around 30 feet with nothing in the way. Once a wall or two got in the way though, that range dropped to around 20 feet. It isn't great, but it's not that bad. That said, there was some stuttering, and one time I even had to turn the headphones on and off, so it's not bad, but it could definitely be better. Anker claims a battery life of 6 hours, and in our testing we got around 5.5 hours on max volume. That's pretty good on Anker's part for having an accurate battery life, but considering how large the housing is on these headphones, I'm surprised to not have at least 8 hours of playback time. Nowadays, 6 hours is on the low side of average, so even though this is obviously good enough for most workouts, if you're like me and you toss your headphones in the bag after you're done and forget to charge them, you could have a problem the next day. So I did most of my testing using Google Play Music and Spotify, since I figure most people are probably going to be streaming music while they exercise. The low end on the Soundbuds isn't that strong, especially for a pair of workout buds. I can appreciate a strong low end in workout headphones, but I usually don't like too much bass. That said, even I was left wanting more in these. I'm used to more of a thump in the bass kicks of LES by Childish Gambino, and though I found it fine for casual listening, I missed it when I was running and I needed some extra motivation. Overall, mids weren't as clear as I was expecting. There was enough detail to get by, mainly in terms of vocals, but other elements of some songs didn't get enough prominence. A good example of this was in the song Sound and Color by Alabama Shakes. At times, it sounded like the track was just all vocals, and you couldn't really hear past them to appreciate other instruments. Sometimes the highs became a little harsh, but it wasn't to the point of pain. It was definitely pulled back a bit to where you tend to lose some detail in cymbals and higher synth elements, with most of the prominence being given to the high mids. Overall, I was pretty impressed with the build quality of the headphones, just not so much with the sound quality, which is a weird reversal for Anker. Maybe it's just because fitness headphones are that much more comfortable when they're made of a soft, flexible rubber and go behind your head, but I had no problem wearing these when I was out on a run or just around the house. They don't have the greatest of seals, so noise isolation isn't the best, but I also wouldn't say that sound quality is bad. It's just average for what you're paying. That said, at under 50 bucks, the Anker Soundbuds NB10 are still a good buy. We're giving them a 7.6 out of 10. And that's it for our review of the Anker Soundbuds NB10s. Thanks for watching. If you want to know more about these headphones, make sure to check out the full written review over at SoundGuys.com. While you're here, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already, and sign up to our monthly newsletter so you can stay up to date with all the newest reviews and audio news here at SoundGuys. Links to all of that down there in the description. I'm Adam Molina. I'll see you later.